Early bird dogs.
House shot, huh?
God, I love house shots.
That is not how you're supposed to throw a bowling ball.
Obviously, this is a house shot because we've thrown 6 different balls now in the same spot and they all get to the pocket.
That's a good house shot.
All right, everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're gonna talk about league bowling. Brad, league is here, leagues have started. We wanna try to win that league. We wanna try to raise our average. What tips are we gonna give to people today?
We are giving away 9 bowling balls right now in a Bowl Like a Pro giveaway where the grand prize winner wins a 3-ball arsenal along with 1 year of coaching in our VIP membership in the Bowl Like a Pro coaching, and it is absolutely free. All you have to do is hit the link in the description and get yourself entered, and you have a chance at either winning a ball a day or the grand prize on the 7th day is 3 balls and a year of coaching. So good luck, absolutely free to enter. Click the link below, get yourself entered. Now to the video. Well, you're probably in one of 3 categories now that league has started. You got some league games in you. Either you're doing better than you thought, you're the same bowler you were last year, or you're doing worse than you thought. And as bowlers, we know this game changes a lot of things change. We gotta be ready for almost anything, and we're gonna teach you guys how we would do that if we were bowling leagues. And the first kind of part of this is equipment, because equipment is very important in today's game. So we're gonna throw a bunch of shots, we're gonna throw a bunch of different bowling balls, and we're gonna teach you what we see and how we would handle making sure we have our best average this year.
Yeah, the bowling ball is such an important part in today's game that, and one of the biggest questions like we're always seeing is what ball should we get? Should I get this new release since there's new balls coming out every week it seems like? So the bowling ball is such a big part of the strategy. It can vary depending on what center you're bowling at. So if you're bowling at a very oily house, we might be suggesting some stronger equipment. If you're bowling at on a wood house with some dry lanes, and you might be throwing some weaker equipment. So it's very situational dependent.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of simple when you break it down. If your ball's hooking too much, we like cleaner, weaker bowling balls. If it's not hooking enough, then we like stronger balls. Those of you out there that have a high rev rate, we like weaker balls, and the ones that have a lower rev rate like me, we like a little bit stronger balls. So just pay attention to what your ball's doing. At the core of it, it's very simple. If you want more hook, there are balls designed to have more hook. This is one of my favorite balls in the lineup right now. It's a pearlized asymmetric, pretty strong. All right.
Ooh, we bowling on shark?
I know.
So it's actually a good situation. We have a very basic house shot out here. It's about 42 feet. I mean, very, very standard, what you're gonna see all across the country. I got my brand new, nice Equinox Solid here, my new hooking ball. So we're gonna give this a go to see how it's looking. Early bird dogs.
House shot, huh?
God, I love house shots.
So if I was bowling league and I wanted to make sure I was at the top of my game, there's 2 things I'm doing right off the bat. For one, I'm paying attention to what he's throwing, my other teammates, my opponents, people on the other pairs. I'm getting a vibe of what bowling ball or what type of bowling ball is striking, okay? So you're paying attention, even in the practice session as the league goes down into the games, paying attention to your surroundings really give you a lot of information.
Looks good. All right. So I'm mainly looking at this Equinox Solid, whether this ball is gonna be too much surface for me, whether it's gonna be too strong. It's really my biggest worry when it comes to this ball right here. Most of the time on house shots, I can't throw these really strong types of equipment, but we're gonna give it a try here and see what a strong ball looks like on this particular house shot.
There we go.
Kind of got a little ball speed going on today.
And in general, when it comes to bowling balls and changing and the progressions, we always just like to start with the strongest one. We always like to have a really strong ball in our bag, even for the house shot leagues, because when the really strong ball is working and rolling really well, you kind of need it, because that's why the strong ball market is pretty unique. When they strike, the cleaner stuff doesn't. So I always like to just have a strong ball and then a ball to go to. This would be one of them, just some kind of pearlized bowling ball that's meant to get farther down the lane. And that way, my equipment allows me to be ready for really whatever adjustments I need to make. Now I'm paying attention, my ball is going a little bit farther down the lane than his ball. And so I'm just kind of seeing, does mine strike a little bit more? Does his strike a little bit more? It helps me kind of figure out which kind of ball I like.
Yeah, what I'm noticing out of this stronger asymmetric ball, now granted, I have this drilled pinned down pretty far away from my pad. It's a pretty weak drilling, it's pretty low flaring drilling. It's not flaring a lot, so it shouldn't be very responsive to the drive. So it actually has a pop, and that's why you're seeing this ball not really hook a ton. I drilled it to be pretty smooth so I could, keep it in front of me a little bit more and it's not so reactive off the drive. So far it's doing that. I'm a little surprised right now that I'm getting the length out of this ball that I'm seeing. I thought it was going to be just a little too much ball overall, but let's do one more shot, and so far it's looking okay. Oh, is that gonna hook back? Yep.
You gave that the business.
That one got off very nice.
But it's interesting you said the ball was going a little bit farther down the lane than you thought, and that's exactly why we just like to make sure we have the different types of bowling balls, because you might have thought this would have been too much.
Yeah, it's way too much.
You leave it in the car, and you didn't even bring it in, but it's actually giving you something a little bit different. So there's really no exacts in bowling. That's why we need to make sure the equipment gets in the building, and then we have a variety of them. Wow, that was terrible.
That was terrible. That was so
We
bad.
both said that was terrible.
That was, wow. That looked like when you try to throw one of my balls. That's what that really looked like. All right, I think I might have accidentally stood in the wrong place in the last shot, but all right, let's give this Equinox one last chance here, see what it's doing. Okay, edged a little left there. It's actually coming off the spot pretty smooth, and I'm expecting that because it's early, and I'm not expecting a lot of crazy motion down lane, but that actually has a pop.
I was about to say, if the strong ball that's supposed to be rolling out gives you that light tickle hit right there,
yeah,
it's not too strong yet.
It's not too strong yet, yeah, generally.
And I got that information from him, and I'm a lower rev rate, so if he's getting away, if this ball is looking pretty good for him and not overhooking, then if you're a lower rev rate out there, then it would make sense for you. It wouldn't be too strong for you. This ball is a ball he would go to from that one, so he's making sure this isn't too clean for me, because he's, kind of on guard. There's a ticking time bomb with this ball. Eventually it's going to get too strong, and he's paying attention to what ball he's going to go to by his surrounding. That was better. That was better. And so we kind of got like where we're both striking right now. So he kind of sees that a cleaner ball still is able to create pretty good shape like that. So now he's going to try something. And this is all part of trying to stay lined up and making sure we have the right ball in our hands.
Yeah, like Brad said, situational awareness is key. I think that's one thing that really separates better bowlers and maybe some amateur bowlers and novice bowlers, is paying attention to the moves you're potentially going to make, and then watching other people and kind of see what they're doing. So, for me, if we're still practicing here, or it's an early part of league, I'm throwing this Equinox, I know that the odds of me being able to throw that ball all 3 games is very, very slim. I'm already thinking of my next move in the back of my head, so I'm gonna get a shot with this Rockstar Amped here. Now, this is a pearlized symmetrical ball. It significantly goes longer than the Equinox Solid and should be more down lane, a little more responsive off the friction. So it should be cleaner, but when it sees friction, it should want to come off of it a little harder.
Still got some pretty good angle there.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely cleaner.
You could
though.
see it was clean, and then when it saw the friction, it really wanted to go left.
Yeah,
so,
a ball like this, sometimes when you get that far left and you open the angles, it likes to wiggle on you a little bit, or just not hook enough, or like overhook. That one gave you the trip 4, it blended it pretty nicely.
yeah, it wasn't bad. We're gonna throw a couple more shots with that one just to get an idea of what it's doing. That's like, honestly, I don't have one of those with me right now, but that RST is probably pretty close to maybe the perfect ball. It's, it's asymmetric and it's early enough to, having a big core that it's not very too whippy, but it's clean and gives you that, nice continuation through the pins. So I stood in the same place as I did with the Equinox as I'm doing with this Rockstar Amped in a 4-pin. So I'm gonna have to move a couple boards left here, just see what happens. Oh, a little angle.
Oh, look at this.
So for me, that ball is a little too responsive right now on the fresh.
I thought you did that pretty good.
Yeah,
Well,
I got it there a little quick and grabby.
It was a little aggressive, but we want to see it roll out a little bit.
A little bit, and that ball has no signs. Like if my touch, like personally, if I'm throwing that ball and my touch is really good and I can control that, like all that reaction, I might throw it, but generally that's too much angle to where when I miss, I'm gonna do something like that.
What would your adjustment be off that last shot right there? You're obviously
With
gonna
this
move
bowling
left.
ball?
Yeah, you're gonna move left.
So, and honestly, for me, I kind of want to, I would throw a shot if we're still practicing here, where I throw it a little different and I keep a different picture in my mind. So for me, I got it there really quick. I kind of grabbed it. So I would try to like shift my angles in and be a little more forward with it because I know this ball is going to come off the spot,
right,
and just try to get it to roll out. So I might edge a little left, but I don't want to I'm not trying to get it there quick.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to open up my angle. So
it's really interesting. And a couple thoughts real quick is if you're going through the process of what he just had to go through to try and get a ball to strike, there's already signs of like, maybe this isn't the right ball. You know? Now you're a professional and you're gonna try your best, but like if you throw a ball and it splits, it's already one little red flag that we're already trying to have to manipulate.
Yeah.
And it's a good way to tell if it's the right ball or not.
Yeah, just thinking back of what I just said, this is a house shot. I should probably not be thinking that hard of like, keep my angles in, stay forward, all this stuff. So anyway, I'm going to try to not get it right as quick and stay a little more forward with this one. So, didn't get that one to the dry near as fast. It actually wasn't too bad. I got that one long and in, as we would say. It definitely was longer down the lane before it made its motion, still snapped out the 10. So I like that. So this is like the idea, like when you're throwing bowling balls and maybe trying to decide what, reaction you want. These are the kind of things that we're thinking about here. I want to know what my misses are. I want to know what my strategy is. I want to know what a ball is going to give me. And right now I have two completely different options. Now just for fun, let's throw this Equinox in the same spot with the same general idea of execution and see the difference.
Ooh.
Wow, that one looks pretty good.
Yeah.
The fact that that did that shows me there's enough oil on this house shot that I can get away with throwing a big, strong ASIM. I like that motion way more right now than that Rockstar.
Yeah, it's more controllable, and a lot of times when we gain control, we lose a little bit of like hitting power sometimes. That bad boy.
That thing.
It's doing it pretty good. And sometimes, one of the reasons why we like drilling a few different balls, even if it's used, even if it's your buddy's old one that you got for 20 bucks, we like trial and erroring and bringing in a couple different bowling balls. For this reason, is you're just never quite sure how it's gonna play and what the bowling ball is gonna do until you actually throw it. So having a nice little arsenal of bowling balls, maybe 6, maybe you can do it in 5-4, but just having a couple different ones.
That ball is just so good.
That ball is just amazing.
Okay, so we have this big ASIM, we have this Rockstar. I'm gonna be throwing this Equinox solid if I had to choose right now. And a lot of what we dictate of what ball we're gonna throw is how it goes to the pin. So that's a great tip for you guys back at home. If you're between bowling balls, just pay attention to how is it going through the pins. Is it barely snapping that 10 or is it running over the 8 pin? So you can tell the Rockstar is going a little long, a little behind it where it was kind of snapping 10s or it went through the face. And when the Equinox shaped up into the pocket, man, it just ran over the 8 pin. So we love to see that. Now, I actually have the Equinox, the original Equinox here. So shinier version than the Equinox Solid. And let's throw it in the same kind of spot and see what happens. So that ball for me kind of got a little behind the head pin there and kind of a little roll out. So I didn't love that reaction. I thought I threw it okay to strike. And if I see that, I'm already thinking, man, I don't really want to throw that bowling ball.
Yeah, that doesn't make you feel very comfortable because that was pretty good.
Pretty good. It was good enough to where I can, kind of tell myself, all right, you threw that shot to where it should strike. House shots are designed to get to the pocket. They're really easy. I want to throw 5-baggers. I don't trust that ball giving me a 5-bagger just off that one shot.
And, it's hard to know that unless you actually throw the ball. So Kyle's went through 3 different bowling balls, and this is kind of what we want to preach a little bit is like, we have to throw these bad boys for us to get like a really good picture. And that's for us to be confident and just being able to have that really good third game or knowing what ball to throw.
Real quick, when you do a practice session, like so say in the 10 minutes of warm up, what is more important to you? Getting an idea of what all your balls do or ending that practice session with like a 4-bagger and really being lined up?
No, I don't want to. I almost get weirded out when I'm lined up.
Yeah,
feel like I'm missing something, but not even really that. That's gonna go away in 6, 7 frames, that exact line. I'm gonna have to make moves probably in a couple frames anyway. So I don't really feel that great when I throw a 4-bagger in practice because I know I'm gonna have to move at some point anyway. And it's going to be hard for me to know what those moves are unless I try my different bowling balls.
Yeah, it's nice to be dialed in, but you know, the one thing I personally hate is when practice ends and like maybe you throw a ball and you big four your second shot, and then you want to switch balls, but you never threw a shot with that ball you wanted to throw. And you're like, damn, dude, I wish I would have thrown a shot with that thing. Like you said, the lanes can change. So all of a sudden, maybe that ball would be nice now, but you didn't give it a go. So just in practice, we like to start painting that picture, be familiar with what our stuff does.
Yeah, and you know, even though this weaker bowling ball might not look good on your fresh when, you know, the strong ball looks good, just having it go down the lane and you watching it will just help you a little bit come game 3 when it's the end of league and you're like, well, I kind of have to throw this thing. At least you've thrown it. Might have been a couple hours earlier and a few beers earlier, but at least you've thrown it. So I'm gonna go down to a weaker ball and just kind of see what happens. And I'm really paying attention to, okay, does the weakness of that ball, does it make it go much longer? Does it make it more angular? Did it just slide the whole way? Like, what exactly was the difference in shape? And it wasn't as angular as I thought it could have been. It still held line.
Yeah.
So it still had enough strength to not just...
Yeah, you were pretty high flush on the pocket there though, and it was maybe a touch angular than the RST, but not a crazy difference.
Oh, you were dogging on that bad boy.
I was. Now, you can notice that obviously this is a house shot because we've thrown 6 different balls now in the same spot and they all get to the pocket.
That's a good house shot.
That's what, hopefully your house shot's exactly like that. So now, because of that, it can be hard to differentiate what ball you can throw. But you can also throw a lot of different balls because they all get to the pocket. That's why it's even more important to really pay attention to, hey, when the ball does hit the pocket, is it striking? Is it going through the pins well? Because we're getting all these balls to the pocket. We want the one that goes through the pins the best to, you know, strike.
Yeah, and sometimes you just go into the pro shop and you're like, hey, I want the new ball on the market, and they drill it for you, and then you start throwing it. And then you literally never stop striking with it, like this bad boy with the RST. So that's gonna be my last shot of this dynamite ball reaction. Is I just don't think this ball cannot.
So if you were gonna
strike.
bowl right now, that's the ball you would throw.
You can lay out any pattern.
Yeah, I was gonna say this could be 40 feet flat. This could be 32
for me right
feet.
now. But when you want to have like really good league seasons or tournaments, having these balls that you love. Man, it's awesome. It's awesome. And sometimes you got to drill a few different ones to get that. Here we go. Oh,
that was also
so
terrible.
Bad.
Wow. See, I would.
Okay.
If I could throw it like that and strike, I would throw that ball too.
If we can get a slow replay, I don't know. That is not how you're supposed to throw a bowling ball. And I still struck.
That was pretty awful. All right, I'm gonna go with the one I would choose. Last shot here, Equinox solid. Watch me eat my words. It just looks terrible.
Oh, we broke him down. See, the Equinox started striking. Now the big dog.
This is where I struggle on house shots because I go, man, that ball looks great. And then it hooks too much.
This is the first frame.
No,
he just threw the 4-bagger.
This is first frame.
And then first frame, 6 through the nose.
Yeah, this is what I get. I thought that one was okay. I said it was the last shot. This is my practice sessions. Last shot. Oh, no, we're not done yet. All right, we moved one left, crunched the pins.
A little
cleaner, a little better execution. I think I'm still rocking with that one.
I think you got to.
I have to.
All right, guys, there it is. I hope that information can help you make sure you have the right bowling ball in your hand and that you can stay lined up on the house shot. It can be intimidating sometimes. There's a lot of bowling balls in that pro shop over there, but really, there's only so many different types of shapes, and we really preach make sure you bring them in the bowling center and try them in that practice session because it really help you throughout the night of league.
And guys, we have a private membership. We also have coaching courses, and we have a free gift in the description just for you guys. It's absolutely free. It's from our Master the Lane course, teaching you how to make adjustments on the bowling lane. Yes. So if you want to take a look at that video, click the link in the description. It's absolutely free, and we'll see you in the next one.